Good afternoon, everyone. Agnostic Haywood here, reading Genesis, reading the Bible for the first time in 25 years. We're on chapter 40, the cupbearer and the baker. All right, so we'll read along. I tend to read quickly. You can read along. This is I don't know what version of the Bible this is. It's the 84 version of the New International. It's not something other. In any event, it's online. If they're all correct, then any of them are correct, right? I didn't read the King James Version. This is supposedly translated from that, I presume, or maybe from earlier or whatever, but this is one that has been used. The cupbearer and the baker. All right. Sometime later, the cupbearer and baker of the king of Egypt offended the master, the king of Egypt. Pharaoh was angry, put them in custody. The captain of the guard, son of Joseph. All right, so Joseph's in charge of these miscreants. After they'd been in custody, each of the two men held in prison had a dream. Dream had a meaning of its own. When Joseph came to them the next morning, he saw they were dejected. Good SAT word. So he asked Pharaoh's officials who were in custody with him in the master's house, "What are your faces so sad? Both had dreams." Joseph said to them, "Do not interpretations belong to God. Tell me your dreams." So the chief cupbearer told Joseph his dream. He said to him, "In my dream I saw a vine in front of me, and on the vine were 3 branches. As soon as it budded, it blossomed, clusters ripened into grapes. Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes, squeezed them into Pharaoh's cup, and put the cup in his hand." All right, so what it means, said Joseph, 3 branches are 3 days. Within 3 days, your Pharaoh will lift up your head and restore you to your position. You'll put Pharaoh's cup in his hand, but just as you used to do when you were his cupbearer, but when all goes well with you, remember me and show me kindness, mention to me to Pharaoh, and get me out of this prison. For I was forcibly carried off from the land of the Hebrews. Even here I've done nothing to deserve being put in a dungeon. All right. Joseph trying to get out of jail. Chief baker saw that Joseph had given a favorable interpretation. He said to Joseph, "I too had a dream. On my head were 3 baskets of bread. Top basket were all kinds of baked goods for Pharaoh, but the birds were eating them." This is what it means, Joseph said. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Within 3 days, Pharaoh will lift off your head and hang you on a tree, and the birds will eat away your flesh. Whoa. Now the 3rd day was Pharaoh's birthday, and he gave a feast for all his officials. He lifted up the heads of the chief cupbearer and the chief baker in the presence of his officials. He restored the chief cupbearer to his position, but he hanged the chief baker, just as Joseph had said to them in his interpretation. Chief cupbearer, however, did not remember Joseph. He forgot him. Whoa, that's intense. If somebody told me that I was going to be hanged from a tree and have birds eat me after I was dead, I might be a little bit worried, but Baker didn't care. That was Genesis 40. Agnostic Haywood here. Y'all have a good afternoon.